Advertise with us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sandy Manity.
Welcome to Red Along Live. Welcome, welcome, one and all. How you doing? Yes, it's Monday, guys. My favorite day of the week. Yeah, a lovely Monday, always. How did you guys spend your weekend, by the way? Did you travel? Anybody celebrated their birthday this weekend? Funny enough, this weekend I was approached by 3 friends of mine from 3 different Caribbean islands. And I did not know that they all celebrated their birthday this Saturday. Right? Coincidence, right? Very good friend of mine. All celebrated their birthday Saturday. So for everyone celebrating their birthday, and celebrating for the month of October, happy birthday to you. Early birthday. All right? So guys, as you come and go ahead and share up the thing, share it. Because today we are going to be speaking about an ongoing conversation. It's been almost 7-8 days going strong. And this controversy doesn't seem to have any end in sight. And I used to think, because I'm from Grenada, boy, Grenadians, we have about a 7-day span. But this one ain't dying anytime soon, guys. What happened was, I'm going to explain it to you. Majah Hype, who's a Caribbean comedian, a lot of you guys consume his content. He is very popular. He does different voices, different Caribbean comedy, and he tours the world. So last week, a video circulated where Majah Hype said, and don't quote me on that, some things that a lot of Guyanese took very offensive. One of the things that he said that circulated was that, one, which something that we already know, and something that no Guyanese can dispute, that Guyana is in South America. But what a lot of Guyanese took offense to, mostly, was that some kind of insinuating that, adapt is not the word, accept you. So I brought in 2 of my friends, my newfound friends. We have Odessa Primus, she is in Guyana right now, and Melly Mells, who is an activist, and she has been kind of taking the lead on a lot of this conversation dealing with Majah Hype. Now, I know a lot of you guys have your opinion on this, so we're going to be opening up the phone lines to get your point of view as well, but help me to welcome my two guests, female panelists for today. Beautiful ladies, beautiful Guyanese ladies, Caribbean ladies. Melly Mel and Odessa Primus, how you guys doing? First, Mel, how you doing, girl?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing excellent. All right?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Happy to have you. And Odessa Primus, how you doing, my friend?
I am great, my dear. How are you doing? A special good afternoon to you as well. Well, good evening to you and your viewers, your listeners as well.
Nice, nice, nice. Guys, ladies, I really want to get into this conversation because I saw the fury that escalated on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everybody. It was worldwide about this comment that Major Hype made. So let's bring it all into perspective. Melly Mel's, let's start with you. Let's bring it into perspective. What really happened and why is the a lot of people, so many people from Guyana is so upset with Major Hype?
Of a little.
Mel's, are you there? All right, Mel's video stuck a bit. Mel's your video stuck. So let's see. Mel, are you there? Okay, Mel, are you there? Okay, Mel's video stuck. All right, so let's go to Odessa while we start out Mel's video and audio. Mel, why so many people so upset at this point at Major Hype?
Oh, that is bad. Sorry.
Are you guys able to hear me?
I'm able to hear you loud and clear. I'm
Right.
not sure.
Okay.
Melissa?
Right. Okay. Let me try Mel's again. Melissa, are you hearing me? No. Okay. Go back out and come back in because there's some sort of disturbance. Mel's, go back out and come back in. Just go back out and come back in. All right. Go back out and come back in, and it will fix your audio and your video. All right. So, Odessa, tell me what's going on. Why is Guyanese so upset over Major Hype?
I think that Major Hype has said a series of things over the last couple of days that is extremely upsetting. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is extremely upsetting. In fact, I'm trying to speak as slow as I possibly can so that my anger does not come out in the way that I speak. I think it is absolutely ignorant to address matters and to speak to a nation on it. For instance, I saw recently where Major Hype in after his apology, whatever that was, follow up by saying that he feels as though Guyanese are listening to other people in the Caribbean who are speaking publicly on this issue and basically regurgitating what others are saying. And that for me is next level disrespect. So, when it started, it was upsetting and then it got progressively upsetting. And I feel like Major Hype is disrespectful to us as a nation. And it warrants the people becoming upset because as a people, we should not sit down and accept disrespect from anybody. And as most Caribbean countries, you would know that, Caribbean people don't take nonsense from absolutely nobody. If Major Hype, by association, by relatives or whatever the case is, considers himself to be Caribbean, then good for him. To the best of my knowledge, he wasn't born in the Caribbean. And so I don't know what gives him the right, what gives him the authority to decide that he's going to accept us as part of the Caribbean. Hello, Major, don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Right. Okay. Let's
Don't do it.
try Mel again. Mel, are you hear me?
I'm hearing you perfectly.
All right, Mel. Yeah. So why, from your perspective, Mels, you one of the leading voices on this conversation here. Why is the Guyanese people so upset at Major Hype?
I think he tried to push the narrative. When the video first came out, he tried to push the narrative that we are upset because he said that we are located in South America. That is actually not why we were upset. We know that we're located in South America, and I've been saying this ever since growing up. Prep A, nursery school, they tell us that Guyana is the only English speaking country in South America. So we know where we're from. We know geographically. We know where we're located, and so he is still trying to push the narrative that we're upset because he said that we're located in South America. That is not why Guyanese are upset. Guyanese are upset because you were disrespectful not once, not twice, not three times. And he continued to disrespect us, even when he said, "Oh, we accepted them. We accept them." He could have simply answered the question: Is it curry chicken or chicken? Is it curry chicken or chicken curry? And Guyanese and Trinidadian, we have this ongoing war all the time as it relates to curry chicken and chicken curry. and it's like a fun thing now between Trinidad and Guyana. It's a fun thing. We taunt each other all the time about curry chicken or chicken curry, but he could have simply answered the question and moved on. He didn't. He went on to elaborate about, oh, the only person you'll find saying that is Guyanese and they're not Caribbean. We accept them, but they're not Caribbean. And this is coming from a man, to the best of my knowledge, who is not even from the Caribbean.
We accepted him, Ellie.
Like, you understand? You are not from the Caribbean. So how who authorized you to speak on behalf of the Caribbean when you're not even from the Caribbean? You profit from the Caribbean, you profit off of the Caribbean region, you profit off of Guyanese and Trinidadians and Jamaican and Antiguan, whatever. That's how you make your money. You use our culture, you use our tradition, you use our way of life, you use how we speak, and you make your skits and it's funny and you make that's how you make money. Your profit off of the Caribbean culture.
Right. So let me
And
be
that is
absolutely
my
clear.
thing.
Let me be
How can
absolutely.
you
Let me be,
say, how can you be so disrespectful as to say, oh, we accept them? Who is we? Guyanese have never asked to be accepted by anyone. And for those of you on the live who know Guyanese, we are not interested in being we Guyanese accept Guyanese. We accept we know who we are. We love who we are. So for you to sit on a platform on a podcast, you have a large following. I think he has 1 million followers, and to say and try to segregate us and try to cause all this confusion by saying, "Oh, we are not a part of the Caribbean," when we are one of the founding members of the Caribbean, Guyana. We are the forefathers. We were one of the countries that are the founding member of CARICOM. We
sorry.
created that. We literally created the Caribbean. We have contributed tremendously to our Caribbean countries, to our Caribbean neighbors. How can you sit on a life and say, "Oh, we accept, they accept us," when we are the Caribbean? We created the Caribbean. We are one of the founding members of the Caribbean, and it just shows how ignorant and illiterate and dunce that you are. Not only that, you went on two follow-up live after you would have made these statements, and you continue to degrade Guyanese. You had somebody claim to be Guyanese because we ain't claiming that she didn't represent anybody from Guyana. Mm. She's not a representative of us. Saying that, oh, and you sat there on a live and talking about how, oh, we were unloved and dragged up, and we probably texting somewhere and we ain't get no current, and we this. You continue to degrade Guyanese, which shows to me when you because he was on the radio station this morning with Gordon Mosey talking about, oh, he apologized twice. At no point in time did he apologize, and what he did this morning was still not an official apology to the Guyanese. Well, it still wasn't an apology. He didn't apologize. He continued to degrade Guyanese on both of those live by abusing out the women in the comment. That's what he restored to, like cussing them and telling them they're rotating for. We know that he is a comedian, but there's a time to be a comedian, and at some point in time, you must have realized that we were serious and Guyanese were genuinely upset by your statement, by what you said. But no, he took the time and he started replying to the women in the comment, talking about, oh, they be rotating for panties. They don't support him. I am one of the women that support Major Hype. I've seen Major Hype twice. I've seen him in St. Lucia. I've seen him in New York. And he is not that funny anyways in the stand-up comedy. His skits are funny, I must admit. Like you laugh about it and it's a good, a few minutes, couple seconds to pass your time. But I've seen him live in comedy. I've seen him twice. And he's not that funny.
Right.
You understand?
My,
Then he's talking about he contributed to Guyana and the Caribbean culture. He has contributed nothing to the Caribbean culture. He has contributed how you could contribute what how you could contribute what the Caribbean is, who we are, this we. All your skits, all your contact, that's us. That's the Caribbean. You didn't contribute that. You use our culture. You're a culture vulture, as a friend of mine said.
right.
You understand? You didn't contribute anything. The only contribution you made was to your pocket. For your content, you stand up, your whole persona, your personality, everything surrounds the Caribbean culture.
Right.
And for someone that has benefited so much from our culture, that has benefited so much from Guyanese, he should have been the last person to ever even think about disrespecting Guyanese.
Right. All right. So let me get this straight, guys. Let me get this straight for a lot of people because I think that there have been a lot of misunderstanding about this whole conversation here. The Guyanese, you guys are not upset over the fact that he said that it's a geographical fact that Guyana is in South America. That is not the fact.
No, 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 no. We're not upset for that. And he needs to stop pushing that narrative on the page. Major Hype has a way when he's caught in a lie or when he's looking for the public sympathy, he resorts to pushing a narrative. And a narrative that he's trying to push, and I'm going to go back to the Kirby situation because I spoke on this, is the same thing he did when he was called out for being an abuser, when he was called out for being a woman beater. He tried to deflect from the whole issue at hand, which was him beating the shit out of Kirby, who was his girlfriend at the time. And I do believe he did everything that the young lady said he did. He released her nudes. He was on a live
But
showing all the men.
we have to say allegedly because that has not been proven in courts, and so we have to use,
Okay, well, allegedly.
right.
We'll use allegedly. Allegedly, these are all the things. No, him being on the live and showing all the dick pictures, not allegedly. I sat on that live and I watched it. So
Okay.
that is the truth. When he was talking about all the men and he went into her phone and he printed out all the phone numbers and the men, everybody that she was texting. He went into her girls group chat and he was literally showing thousands of people on his live what this girl, like, this girl personal conversation or personal information and these things. That is who Major Hype is. And I stopped following him since then. But that is who he is. He deflects some situation, then he comes on the internet and plays the victim, and then is looking for sympathy. Then not only is he looking for sympathy, now he's trying to get Jamaica and Trinidad and everybody, all the other Caribbean countries involved by tagging them in his statement, tagging them in his thing. Oh look, no, this is not a you and Jamaica, Trinidad or Antigua or Barbados. This is not you. This is you and Guyanese problem. Like you said, what you said, stand on your word. Unless you're going to give a genuine official apology to the people of Guyana, then stand on your word and accept the dragging that they're dragging you. Stand on your word to accept the dragging, because one thing for sure is that Guyanese are going to stand on dragging you.
Right. So Major Hype said in a live that he did that over 10 years he been doing this skits and talking about Guyana. In a lot of way, he believed that that has been promotion for Guyana over 10 years. Now he's accusing the Guyanese community of taking a 15 seconds clip and judging him based on that. Does he get any cookie points, any cool points for being someone that have been speaking and promoting as he deems Guyana and the Caribbean for all these years? Does he get any points for that?
Absolutely not. The cookie points, the cookies, the coins, the whatever he gets is the money that he earns as a result of coming up with these content. So he has benefited already. So there's no need for additional benefit. More importantly, when he spoke about representing us, I was taken back. I was taken aback because I couldn't understand at which point Major Hype was representing or repping Guyana at any point. I don't know if Major Hype was one of the lawyers at the CCJ. I don't know if he represented us in the CPL that recently concluded, but I have got absolutely no knowledge of Major Hype. Who asked him to? Who is the person that got up and said, Major, we would like you to represent us? We were doing fine by ourselves. You understand me? You do not come out here and say, what has he promoted about us as Guyanese? Nobody asked Major Hype, and I think he's entitled to know cool points. I have not been very vocal on this Major Hype issue because Major Hype lost me since with the alleged abuse situation. He lost me since then. And it's only because it has been a reoccurring discussion that I really paid it any mind. Because I firmly believe that disrespect should not be taken lightly. I'm not going to go on the rest of my life bothering myself with Major Hype because he doesn't have that degree of relevance in my life. I will address it and I will be moving right along because I don't have the time nor the energy to exert with people who don't have the ability to reason, to think, who is at that degree of arrogance. I'm not prepared to. I can't help you. We can't get anywhere because you are clearly unable to move from where you are.
All right, let's take a look at that clip because earlier today he did an interview. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but I saw the clip today with Gordon Mosley where he addressed it from his perspective. Let's take a quick look at what he had to say.
Actually, it wasn't last week. This has been going on for
The week
quite a while
before.
now.
Okay.
The podcast that I did was actually around the last time I was in New York, which was Labor Day weekend, which is September, the beginning of September. That's when we filmed this podcast. The basis of that conversation was the debate of what is it, curry chicken or chicken curry, right? That was the basis and the essence of the conversation, which to me is a comedic conversation because I don't think anybody's wrong. It's all about where you come from or how you was raised or where you were raised at. And me being Caribbean, I always knew it to be curry chicken. And I was trying to explain to the young man that the only people that you would hear saying chicken curry is really Guyana. And it just spiraled out of that. Out of that, it just spiraled.
But I think a lot of persons from watching that clip, a lot of persons were more taken aback by your statement that came just after that, which sort of said, we accepted them. So people were trying to figure out who's the we and what did you accept?
Well. Basically, that was, like I said, it was a comedic conversation. So for me, that was the joke part of the debate. You know what I'm saying? So when I said we, I meant Caribbean versus South America, and that was just, like I said, it was a joke. But I understood after seeing it myself and viewing it and stuff like that, I understood why it might have came off offensive.
All right, let's take it from that point there, pause there for a quick bit. Odessa, right? So he's saying that it was a comedic conversation, like he was making joke. He wasn't serious about it. Did you take it as a joke? Did you see, or Guyanese, did you see anything funny about him saying it when he did say it?
I mean, first of all, as a fat woman, I know many of you may want me to say plus size and all these sorts of things, but let me say what I say. I don't care if the chicken is curried or the curried is chicken. You understand me? It don't matter to me. Curry, chicken, curry. It don't matter to me at all. So
Right.
there's absolutely no way. As long as it's cooked, I'm good. Like, we could eat it. All right.
Right.
But my thing is, let us give Majah Hype the benefit of the doubt here. He said that. Okay, cool. I personally made no posts or comments about this segment, though I don't think Majah Hype is in any way, shape, or form the person, whoever nominated him or however he aspired to this position, to decide that he's going to accept or not accept us. Excuse me, what is going on, Major? What did I miss? But after that, let us just say he meant this is a joke, man. We could take a joke. All right, okay, good. All right, you come, you say we accept them. Oh my goodness, you're going on again. We regurgitating what we hear, we this, we that. I mean, even if I were inclined to believe that you meant it as a joke, your actions thereafter said otherwise. That's why when he said that he apologized twice, I am not inclined to accept no apology. I don't know about the rest of Guyana, but I am not inclined to accept no apology from Majah Hype, because if your actions are not in sync with your words, then you might as well keep your words to yourself. I don't want to hear anything from Majah. I don't care if he come out tomorrow and in very plain words say, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear from him, because I didn't want to hear from him since the abuse situation, and there's nothing that has changed now. But I'm just saying that as a nation, as a people, and be it Guyana or any other country, nobody should accept somebody coming publicly, especially people who have large forums, and make irresponsible statements and think that it's okay to just move along. It's not okay. You must take responsibility for your actions. To whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and play another clip from that particular interview that help us put it into perspective.
And that's when I did apologize twice last week. But it seems like everyone who did not see it, and they probably heard about the post or heard about the clip, that did not see the apology, it was just basically an attack. You know what I mean? And I tried to explain as best as I can, what it was about. But everyone was like cherry picking. First, it was the fact that I said South America. Then it was the fact that I said Caribbean. Then it was the fact that I said curry chicken. Then it was the fact that I said we accept. It was just cherry picking the whole and dissecting the whole entire conversation. Then it was my tonality. Then it was I wasn't laughing on the post, so it didn't come across as a joke. So it was so many different things.
And for in your perspective, you saying that what got to you is the accept part. So all the other pieces that people say that he said that people was dissecting, you don't really care about that. The majority of the Guyanese population don't really care about that.
Well, I can't speak for the majority of the Guyanese population. I am not Majah Hype, the one who was exalted and put in charge of speaking on behalf of all Guyanese and all things Caribbean. But I can speak for myself. The whole Caribbean bit, I think it is about knowledge, and it's more education based. And so I wouldn't fault him for that. Personally, if he's not educated enough, then I guess, his lack of education will come out in what he says. But definitely, I took offense to that, among other things that followed thereafter.
All right, let's continue to play another piece of the clip.
And for me, being, an influencer or a comedian of my level, I just felt like the conversation was needed to have, as far as the people that support me and the people that views my stuff from Guyana. I just felt like it was necessary that I had to take the responsibility to fix it. You know what I mean? And just apologize to those who was offended. And that's what I did. And it seems like it didn't come across. So I said, you know what? We might need to do it on a place where everybody can hear it at once. So that's why we're here now.
Yeah, because one of the things about that apology, Majah Hype, and I did see the apology that you put out there, was that you apologized on one day, and then the next day you were in a tit for tat with random social media persons again. In fact, just on Saturday, when you put out the flyer with this interview, you made another comment when someone was saying you were coming to do the interview because of whatever reason. You fired back at someone sort of saying, you people are shallow or you people are arrogant. So I think people understand the following that you have and the fact that you were saying these apologies, but they're not coming across as genuine. So how do we know when you're being genuine with your apologies?
All right, so let me just say this real quick, right? When you are sympathetic about your actions and you're apologizing and you're trying to fix the matter, and you have people that is threatening your life, people that is telling you you're not welcome here, people that's telling you they're going to harm your family and all that other stuff. I mean, we all are humans at the end of the day. So if I'm trying to fix the situation and I'm trying to better and better my actions or fix the problem, of course I'm gonna speak back, because you got people that's sending me threats and DMs and don't come to Canada, don't come to New York. When I see you, we're gonna shoot you, this, that, all of this other stuff. So if I'm hearing that, of course I'm gonna fire back as a human. You know what I'm saying? That's just what the reaction is.
The apology. Let's talk about that, Odessa. He said he apologized in so many different ways, in so many different forums, yet it doesn't seem to be, accepted or heard. He went on this particular program, Gordon Mosley, who is a well-known Guyanese, who is based in Guyana. Devil's advocate here. If he wasn't sorry about it, why would he even go the depths and wherever he's going to let it known that what he said, he really wants to take it back?
First of all, if what you say don't marry what you do, then you might as well just shut him out.
Right.
If Majah Hype was really sorry, there would not have been all these going on and going on. He would have said he's sorry in plain words and just leave it like that. But Majah Hype is an upstart. And that is why I have no remorse for Majah Hype. I have no sorrow. I have no nothing. If Guyanese people want to cuss Majah Hype until the end of the time, then I am perfectly fine with it. I don't have the time and the energy to invest in Majah Hype myself.
Right.
But I will not stop anybody. At the end of the day, I noticed there are people from other Caribbean countries who've been very supportive. There are people who've been saying Guyanese blowing it out of proportion. But at the end of the day, if it is not you, you can't tell a man how to feel.
Yeah.
You have people who target specific races and another race looking on and say, oh, they're overdoing it now. You are not in the people's shoe. You can't tell people how to feel. And if people have a sense of pride and a sense of nationhood and they feel as though that is being disrespected, then they have a right to voice how they feel and they have a right to express themselves however they feel. Major Hype needs to stop saying that he's apologized several times because he said several other foolishness after, even during the apology that he claimed to have given. Nobody cares to hear anything more from Major Hype. The last we were willing to accept from Major Hype today and it was this morning, and that's it. We had enough of you because we have realized that there is no hope for Major Hype at all. We can't help him. He's past the stage of getting help and redemption and all these sorts of things. It is utterly disrespectful. And then you come on here this morning. Garden has agreed to do the interview with you or you with him or whatever the case is. And you come on. And I was at a place where I didn't want to look at the interview. But then I said, you know what? Let me see how this man is going to handle this situation. Because maturity, wisdom would dictate that you come on this live and you say, man, here what happened. I come out here, I said X, Y, and Z. I'm human like everybody else. We all make mistakes. I said this thing, it come off wrong. I try to fix it, I come off more wrong again. But right now, I am sorry. I respect you people. I love you people. I appreciate your support. And from now on, I hope we good. We could move on and everything is everything. I don't know if I would have forgiven her or not forgiven him because I still bitter about the domestic violence. But at the end of the day, I would have felt as though this man made a genuine effort to apologize to people. You
Right.
think all these people that saying all these things, if they got so many other Caribbean countries where people take so much pride in being born in those countries, that they would not have let him down either. And he should not be. I'm not saying that in Guyana we don't have more important issues to deal with, because we certainly do. But at the same time, if you leave this situation and nobody says nothing, nobody does anything, then it opens the floodgates for every and anybody to feel like they could say what they want about Guyanese, that they could treat Guyanese however they want, and that this is just going to be something that we're not going to. No, we're not, love. We got the time for you, love. We have the time. We will not be tolerating disrespect, period, and full stop.
Wow. Wow. Guys, we open up the phone lines if you want to call in. The number 718-701-5720. We're speaking to Odessa Primus and Melly Mel. She just got caught up, but I'm sure that she will try to reconnect. That was the apology. I want to play it back precisely as was said in the Garden Mosley interview.
You have profited as a comedian, as a personality, off of the lifestyle, the culture of Guyanese, of Barbadians, of Jamaicans, of Trinidadians. You have mimicked those into your skits. And so people don't have a problem with those. They understand that comedy side. But when they see a conversation ongoing where the identity of an entire nation is being questioned, then they want someone to be held accountable, and they want a genuine apology.
Absolutely.
And so will you offer that genuine apology?
Absolutely. Like I said, I wouldn't. First of all, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be on the station right now. I'd have just went on with my life. I'd have just let it die out eventually, or whatever the case may be. And if I didn't care, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I woke up this morning is because I wanted to, extend my apology to anybody who was offended by it. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of Guyanese people that messaged me, over hundreds of people that was like, I didn't see anything wrong. I don't know why everybody's upset, and I feel like even though those people aren't upset, I still have to, show my respect to the people who are.
Yep. And in terms of Majah Hype, we have some.
Sorry, Odessa, I saw you shaking your head there a little bit. I'll get your reaction in a quick second. I got someone on the phone line. Caller, live, where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hi, I'm calling from Georgia. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Georgia. Go right ahead, Georgia.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go right ahead.
Hi, I'm a proud Guyanese living in Georgia in the United States of America. And to piggyback from what Odessa said, I have active social media user, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. And I was telling a friend of mine, it's not the fact that Majah Hype said what he said, because there are certain Caribbean profiles that you go under. And if they bring up any content about Guyanese, you're bound to find some person in the comments commenting that Guyanese and Caribbean. And I think that's where a lot of Guyanese are feeling this tension from, because I don't think it's just Majah Hype that says it. Guyanese are in a constant back and forth with random people on social media about our identity. And the thing what upsets us, I haven't been living in Guyana for more than 17 years. And I'm a proud Guyanese wherever I go. It depends on who I'm having a conversation with. If I'm Eastern American and they'll be like, where are you from? I'm from the Caribbean. Oh, where? Guyana. Oh, I haven't heard about Guyana. Simple question. If I have time, I will answer, oh, it is the only English-speaking country in South America, and then we get into why we're considered Caribbean. I think the problem is, and I can't speak for other CARICOM countries, I can speak for myself included. I have children that are born in the United States of America, and I don't think we as foreigners who migrate other places take the time to really teach our children our heritage. Yes, they might know that my parents weren't born here, they're born in Guyana, they're born in Jamaica, they're born in Trinidad. But do you actually take the time to sit and teach your children? Because I see Guyanese in these comments talking about, oh, he isn't wrong, and why you Guyanese to go doing this? No. You're supposed to be prideful in where you come from and what has brought you this far, because majority of people that live outside of Guyana, you were born and raised in Guyana. You know your culture. You know what we stand for. And even in Guyana, if somebody come at you sideways about who you are, we tell you like it is. So there is no way you should be accepting anybody outside of your culture or within your culture to question who you are. If you have a profession and you know what you do and you love what you do, and somebody come at you sideways about what you do professionally, you're going to be hurt. And I think it should be the same thing about where you were born.
Yes.
That's just my take on it. And Majah Hype, I think it could be a part on ignorance. If Majah Hype had said what he said, and then the girl that was next to him, she chose to say, oh, yeah, they're not Caribbean. If he was really and truly joking about what he said, he would have stopped her right there and be like, yo, I was making a joke. That's not what it is. But he let her chime in, and everybody on that forum chimed in to laugh, and nobody at no point at the end, in the middle, or the beginning stopped to say, listen, this is a comedy forum, and we were only joking. Guyana is a part of the Caribbean. We are just having fun over here. Nobody did that. If we, as the people of Guyana, had chose to let this go, the comments would have been all over. People would have continued, and then they'll be like, well, you accepted it when Majah Hype said it, but now I said it, you're picking on me. No, we're not going to do that. And if it has to take Majah Hype to learn or to teach others how to treat us, then this is what it's going to be. Guyanese people are not going to let it go. That's just the end of it. He needs to be sincere in what he said. Stand on what he said. Accept that you're ignorant about the fact that you really don't know what the Caribbean entails, because everybody on his live, I watched that live till about 2:30 that morning, trying to teach you that Guyana is part of the Caribbean, not only because of where it's geographically located, but because of our political, economical, and our slavery relations to British. And he chose to ignore that. At days after, he still chose to ignore that. He didn't go do research for himself, come back and be like, you know what? I listened on the live. I did my research. This is what I found. I'm sorry I was ignorant to the fact before now.
Yes.
No, he was sincere in what he said, and he just has to sit in whatever happened. And if it blows over, it blows over. If it doesn't, then he got to live with his consequences.
Thank you so much, caller. Thanks for your input. All right. Thanks for your input. Odessa, I know you have a lot to say. Let's jump back, take our two calls, and then come back to your point. Caller, live, where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hey, good evening. I'm calling. I'm a Guyanese living in the Cayman Islands.
Cayman
And
Islands,
I'm
go right
just
ahead.
calling to share my perspective. Yeah. I think that Major Hype is a stellar example of he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool.
Ah,
I listened to the program this morning, and he Gordon gave him an opportunity to apologize sincerely and to come across to the masses, because Gordon on Facebook have over 6,000 people tuned in. To hear a sincere apology or to get a perspective that could have shown that the people were wrong and he was really joking. He had an opportunity to show that he was sincere. He chose to equivocate and dance around a sincere apology. And for that, says it all. It says that he isn't sincere and that the people is unable and unwilling to move forward because of his stubbornness, his refusal to be sincere in an apology.
Yes. All right.
So he's gonna continue to have difficulty moving from the people. So that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. I appreciate you. Odessa, so let's go back to the apology that we played back. Did he miss the mark or miss an opportunity? Or what more could he have said to be more accepted and acceptable by your standards of apology?
well, first of all, I would like to make it very clear that I probably missed the apology. I mean, I heard the clip that you played, but he said I would have liked to, and I would have liked to. He did not at any point come out point blank and say, you know what, I apologize for this, and I'm prepared for us to, move on and so on, and whatever the case is. I did not hear I'm sorry for my actions. I heard some people say they were hurt, and other people said it wasn't a problem. Listen, you're apologizing or you're breaking down what you see on social media. Like, bring out the pie chart or something, because I don't understand what's happening. So at no point did I hear an apology. And at this point, as far as I am concerned, Major, I could keep the apology. In fact, I may have some choice words of where you could put it, but I'm not sure this is the forum. Um, but but no. I did not hear an apology. I don't know about the rest of the persons listening, but at no point did he apologize to the people of Guyana.
All right. Let's get another call on the line. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
New Jersey.
Jersey, go right ahead.
All right. To piggyback on what Augusta is saying, there was absolutely no apology. He said, I came here, I got home at 6, got an hour and a half sleep, and I got up to come here to be on your talk show.
Yes.
To show that I care. That's what he said. Is that an apology to you? No. We are not ignorant. We are not stupid. And we're not accepting that. No. That was not an apology. And besides, Major Hype, in his rant on Saturday, said that he, very angry in his life, said that he did his research on CARICOM and he knows exactly what CARICOM means. Can you tell me, what did he learn from that? What was his research? What did he find out? Where did we go wrong? Where did we as a nation go wrong in attacking him for something that he absolutely has no idea where he went wrong? How is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, caller.
It's not okay.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Yeah, someone just put in the chat there, boy, don't mess with the Guyanese. Guyanese, you ain't gonna get over anytime soon at all. Don't mess with the Guyanese. Let's jump back to the phone lines. We got another call coming in. Caller, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Canada, Junior. How are you?
I'm great, Canada. Go right ahead.
So I have a few points. Well, 3 to be exact. One, like, yes, he did say something offensive to the Guyanese population. However, Junior, he is saying something that a lot of us Caribbean people have said, but we have not said it because they haven't got back to Guyanese because we don't have like a platform that he has. Now, I personally see this as a learning or a teaching moment to shut a lot of us up that has said it or continue to say it as to why they're considered to be a Guyanese, Caribbean country, right? That's one. Two, she was mentioning something about we are the Caribbean, we made the Caribbean. It just comes off a bit aggressive. And then saying that he wasn't born there, which means that he cannot consider himself to be Caribbean. Are you saying because my daughter was not born in like Grenada, let's say, or Guyana or Trinidad, she's not considered to be Caribbean, even though she has Caribbean parents? So, I mean, we're just throwing a lot of things now that is making the argument diluted at this point. I think we should just make it a teaching experience, a learning experience. Thank you, Junior. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller. Again, 717-015-720. The last caller said that this...
And this is in reference to what Melissa said, right? Melly Mel said, or what I said, because I did not say that.
No, I guess she was talking about something in reference to what Majah Hype said. But the teaching moment.
I can agree on the teaching moment bit though, because I felt like a lot of people in the Caribbean, including Guyana, were very ignorant to certain facts, and I thought that it was an opportunity for like she said, a teachable moment, an opportunity for persons to learn. In fact, some people only did the research know that this story would have happened to find out what was really going on. Is Guyana Caribbean or not, and how so if it is, and so on. So I could take that.
Right. Okay. Got another call on line. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hey, caller, go right ahead.
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Good. Good night. Calling from Florida. With all of this ruckus that is going on, first thing first, when will it end? What will cause it to end? Right? And as the last caller said something, right, that this is supposed to be a teachable moment. I've been hearing people saying that you don't know social studies, you don't know, everybody back and forth, right? That we're Caribbean because we're CARICOM, right? CARICOM head office is in Guyana, that's why we're Caribbean. Even heard one person said that we've been feeding the Caribbean with everything, even uranium. I'm like, so whoa, since when Guyana, and this is an Indian YouTuber, she was on her Instagram, I think it was, and ranting on that we even export uranium. I'm like, to the Caribbean. I'm like, seriously? Since when? Good. Number two, this should be a teachable moment. The time that people are taking to pull people down back and forth, like a nigger yard, and I'm not ashamed to say it, it's time for us to teach. Pause, people. Bring the temperature down. Because it is not cute for what is going on in the Caribbean nations today. And listening and looking at this, what is about to boil over, Pandora box is about to open. I have a friend who is very close to me that is in the reggae industry. One of the best bass guitarists in the reggae industry. You know what he said to me Saturday night? He said, bro, you will never believe what is going on here. It's either the price go up or guys refuse. Right? The entertainment industry is in the rest of the Caribbean is not feeling happy about what is going on. We should stop, cool it down, bring the temperature down.
But do you think don't you think that Guyanese have a responsibility to defend themselves? If they're proud of their country, they're proud of their history, they're proud of their culture, why shouldn't they defend themselves?
Yes, we have a responsibility to defend ourselves, but there are times, right, when you got to put it down, stop, cool it down, and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's have an educated conversation, right? Instead of calling people names, calling people out of the names, and it is not cute. It will not leave anything nice. Right? Because you're trying to win. Everyone is trying to win. No one wants to lose. And there will never, ever be an end to this thing. And it's going to spill over to others. We as adults have to stop. Pull it down. Look, let's stop. Let's stop.
Okay.
Forget about the past.
Odessa is wearing her emotions on her face. So I'll have her. I'll have a respond. Odessa.
First of all, I'm not sure where the call is from or if he was on from the very beginning of this live.
I am Guyanese. I was born in Berbice. I lived in Berbice until the age of 30, and then I moved from Guyana. Right? I'm a Berbice son. My kids were born in Guyana, one born here. Right? And come on. So don't even put me on the Majah Hype. Don't even do that.
No, sir. You see, you just saying we need to have a conversation, but with this tone, I don't know how far the conversation is going to be able to go. But what I was going to say is, different people, and that's why I said I have not spoken on the Majah Hype issue. I have not, I have chalked it up to this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and I'm not getting into this with him because he's clearly not willing to accept anything else. But at the same time, I cannot tell another person how to feel, when to feel it, how to stop, when to come, when to go. You understand me? We are affected differently, and people should be allowed to feel how they feel, and they should be allowed to express that emotions, how they feel it. And as long as it doesn't cause bodily harm to anybody or anything like that, they should feel free to do that. I don't like it when people are hurt about something, and then somebody, especially when people are grieving and these sorts of things, people say, man, you get over it, it's all right. You can't tell somebody when to get over something. That is not on you to decide when a man should stop and when he should come and when he should go. I am saying that we're all at different emotional points. You and I might be at a point where we don't care too much for Majah Hype, what he said, what he didn't say, but we are using this as an opportunity to say, you know what? We will not be disrespected as a people. This is not okay. You don't get to come to us with these undertones. You don't get to come to us with this arrogance. And that is what I'm here to say today. And after today, I'm done with Majah Hype because I couldn't be bothered about Majah Hype or, what he says or doesn't say, because Majah Hype is not important to my existence. I don't know what Majah Hype has contributed to Guyana's economy, because as far as I know, it's nothing. So why should I be bothering myself with a man who doesn't even contribute to the development of a country?
Right. Caller, you were saying, caller, hold on 1 second. You see, while you was talking, I had to mute your audio because if you talking and Odessa is talking, we don't hear nobody. So I give you an opportunity now to speak and then I have to go to the next call. So go ahead.
Perfect. Point taken. Majah Hype do not contribute to Guyana economically or any other thing. So why don't people attack those who are affecting them on an economic basis? Why don't people do that?
But how you know they're not attacking the people?
Oh, I know because I'm there every day. Have you been out to I'm going to ask you a question. Have you been out to Election Commission office with Kadachi on a Tuesday to protest? Have you been out there?
Mister, I think you should get a better internet connection because your internet is a part of what goes on here.
Yes, sir.
I have been one of the persons on the forefront with almost every issue publicly. So I don't know if your internet is cut off when I come on. I don't know if I'm too big for the feed. I don't know.
Have you went there? Have you gone out there to protest with Kadachi Amsterdam? Have you? Yes or no? Just a simple question. Just a simple question.
I like Majah Hype. I pick and choose who I answering because I can't understand how you could come to the place of what I have stood up for.
People's knees is on people next home there, but we're not pushing those knees off. We are attacking.
Yes, but Mister, you can't say that. You cannot. That's an unfair statement to make. I have been on the protest line countless times. I have used my social media platform countless times to address issues that are facing us here in this country.
All right, caller. We have to move on. We have to move on, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
For taking my call.
All right, no problem, caller. Thank you again. 718-701-5720. Someone watching the program said they're not even clear how this whole thing started and what was said initially. So bear me if I didn't play it earlier. I did have it on cue to play. Let me just play it back real quick so we could bring back that into a little bit of a perspective. That's what was said initially.
Oh my God.
The only person that you're going to hear say that is Guyanese people.
Exactly.
And they're not Caribbean, so.
Why are Guyanese people Caribbean?
Because it's in South America.
It's not, yeah.
We showed them love. We accepted them, but they're not Caribbean.
Because the cultures are very similar, so.
Very similar, but that's like the only English-speaking country on the continent.
Geographic-wise, they're not Caribbean. Yeah.
So you want to argue with me for something that is in the Caribbean?
Right. So that's what was said, guys. That kind of started. That kind of sparked this whole conversation right now. Again, we're still opening the phone lines at 1-870-15720. Odessa, are you shocked by some people, some other countries not understanding why Guyanese are standing up and defending their own? Are you shocked by some people's reaction to the cry?
No, I'm not, because I mean, generally in life, you find that the person who wears the shoes is the person who is able to really understand the pain. And even though you may have people who are able to empathize with you, if your shoes are tight, then only you going through the pain. It don't matter what people say or what they think or how they feel or how they think you should react to these shoes that are tight. At the end of the day, you feel your pain and you're entitled to express that however best you can.
Right.
You know, and Guyana too has been the butt of many jokes. And that for me is okay. But there are people who are unable to appreciate a joke. They take it personal. They go off on a tangent. And there is where my problem comes in. Sometimes it's not even what was initially said, but the ripple effect that comes after what was said. And, you know, I feel that having come out of a pandemic and all of that, you know, many of us have lost people. We've gone through so much. People lost their jobs. And this is not a Guyana thing. The world has faced this. I just, you know, would have hoped that after coming out of the pandemic, we were able to be a bit more empathetic. We were able to be a bit more supportive. We were able to live better as a people. Not saying that among our Caribbean brothers and sisters, all of us are living bad. I don't want to make that umbrella statement, because it would be very much an unfair statement to make. But you know, I just hope that we're able to move on from us being a different people, because at the end of the day, we are one people. We have so many things in common. I've gone to a number of Caribbean countries and I felt like I was at home. Like there isn't a significant number of things that is different there than it is here in terms of culture and so on. And you know, I'm just hoping that as a people we're able to move beyond that. Life is too fragile to be bothering with if you from Jamaica or who from Barbados, or you know, like let us just move on from all of this nonsense. We are one people. And again, like Majah Hype, I think people should not be making irresponsible or blanket statements about an entire nation. If a man from Barbados upsets you, then that is that man that upset you and not all Bajans. Or, you know, like those sorts of things. These blanket statements about an entire nation is disrespectful, distasteful, and outright ignorant.
Yeah. We got a caller on the line. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Good evening.
Hello?
Hey, good evening.
Hey, caller, where are you calling us from?
Good evening. I'm calling from Guyana.
GT, big up yourself. Go right ahead.
Yes, good evening, Odessa.
Good evening.
Coming from the Laffy crew. Anyway, yes, well, I've seen everything. I've listened to everything. And indeed, this guy, it was very arrogant of him to say what he said. And we can tell he didn't do any research, because if he was moving with location, then we can say Cuba is in the Caribbean, and Cuba don't even consider themselves to be Caribbean, and they're in the Caribbean sea location wise. Same thing with a lot of countries. For example, Barbados is not in the Caribbean Sea. Barbados is in the Atlantic Ocean, but it's considered a Caribbean nation. So when people talk about Caribbean, obviously we're talking about culture. Culture is what brings us together. And indeed, they had a caller earlier which talk about we shouldn't we shouldn't keep this thing going, and we should know when to feel this way, which Odessa follow up on. It's like you tell someone about their mother, and then or tell someone about the father, and then then he told you about your mother, and you feel, oh, he shouldn't tell me about my mother. I only told him about his father. Now, when did we make all these rules before I tell he about his father? There wasn't any rules. So now the whole nation obviously will come down on you when you gonna disrespect a nation. He didn't disrespect Odessa. He didn't disrespect one person. He disrespected the nation, which comes under everybody who's supposed to be Guyanese. And I said supposed to because I think the caller before, maybe he's Guyanese by something else. I don't know what else he's Guyanese by. Maybe somebody just tell him he's Guyanese. The one from Berbice I'm talking about.
Okay, caller. All right, thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
So having said all of that, thank you for all that you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. Both you and Odessa. Odessa, keep the face expression. You're the best. Love you, babe.
She wears that face. You remind me of me. Everybody tell me the same thing. I wear all my emotion on my face. We got another caller. Caller, like where you calling us from? Okay, caller, hold on one second. Hold on, caller, one second. Yeah, caller, go right ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, caller, go ahead.
Hello, I'm calling from Vegas, Nevada, Guyanese born. I feel like what Majah Hype said is something very controversial, and it shouldn't be joined in all of his comedic acts. One, a lot of people have always been saying Guyana is not part of the Caribbean. And me coming to America was the biggest thing, was for me to defend where I'm from and who I am and why Guyana is considered Caribbean. A lot of people want to argue we're not Caribbean and they're not even from Guyana. They don't know the history. They don't know where we come from. They don't know how we became. So for him to get on a platform and say we're not part of the Caribbean, it's very frustrating, especially me being born in the Caribbean and then having to come to the States and prove to people who I am. It's like trying to take someone's identity and then trying to tell them that they're not who they are. It's disrespectful. And for him to say it was a joke, at first, okay, curry chicken, you can joke about that all day. Yeah, that's a joke. But the girl next to him hyping him up like, oh, you're right, when he's wrong, it just proves he doesn't know anything. And he's American born. He's not even from Guyana. He's not even from the Caribbean. So for him to sit on a platform full of Americans and then tell us where we from, it's very disrespectful.
Bro.
All right. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah. Wow. I'm getting a lot of comments. I'm getting a lot of posts. Odessa, the phone lines are just completely lit. Let me see if I could take this caller right here. A lot of people from Guyana calling in as well. Caller, where are you calling us from? Hello? Yeah, hi, caller. Go right ahead.
Hi, good night. I would just like to contribute my bit as to what is going on.
Yes.
Get into this Majah Hype thing. I think the Barbies man probably from the Italy patch. I think I'm going with everybody as it relates to Majah Hype and what he has said. I think, like everybody else, he was disrespectful, and I think that if it is that he wanted to make a genuine apology, you know what? What I said came off the wrong way. I am sorry, whoever it would have offended, and move on from there rather than going back and forth, like them people that didn't really know the sexuality, right? As it relates to Guyanese and who now, if you're a Guyanese, if somebody come into your house or somebody try to disrespect your family, of course you're going to stand up. And even if he said what he said and he's saying that, oh, it only affecting Guyanese, why is it that you find persons from the other nations coming together and standing up with Guyanese? Now you do what you do. You said what you said, and you claim that you did an apology that wasn't even an apology. And it goes to show, and as far as this go, it goes just to show what goes on in his household. Because if you were claiming that is an apology, then I pity your children. I pity your children, because when your children do something wrong, they won't even know how to own their SHIT and apologize to somebody.
Okay. All right, caller. All right, thanks for your input. Lord. Listen, I never want to get into any problems with Guyanese. They remind me, I never want to get into any issues with Guyanese. While you're bad. Caller on the line. Caller on the line, where you calling us from? Hello?
Hey, good evening, Junior. How are you doing?
Hey, that sounds like a very familiar voice. Mr. Gordon Mosley.
How's everything in your neck of the woods? I've been following parts of the show.
Yes.
Just got off the news.
Yes.
I've been following parts of the show.
Right. Well, we've been using your very, your great interview as a underlying tone to really put this whole conversation into perspective. So thanks for allowing us to do that. Gordon, you got a chance to speak to Majah Hype. What was your takeaway? Did you feel any kind of genuineness in his apology while conversating with him earlier this morning?
I think Majah Hype wants to apologize, but doesn't know how to apologize correctly. I get that from him. I believe he wants to say something, and he doesn't know how to say it. And it comes from him not truly understanding the Caribbean culture, not truly understanding why this might be a sensitive issue for Guyanese, not truly understanding why people might be upset about it. And that's what I gathered, because of all the times that he says he has apologized, he's been back adding insult to injury, as we would say. And I think that is the crux of the matter. And I think that is something that he has got to come, if he's got a good PR team, issue an apology, plain and simple, put in written words. If you know you might wrong talk, as we say here in Guyana, you put in simple words, you issue that, and we move on. But there are clearly people and Guyanese who are upset about this. And I see other people from the Caribbean saying, oh, this and saying, oh, that. And as Odessa has been saying, until the shoe is on your feet, you might not know that it's tight. And the same way Jamaicans might feel when you see an American group winning the Grammy Award for Reggae Album of the Year, so the Jamaicans will feel slighted. And that is the reality. The same way you saw the Trinidadians kick up a storm because of Miss Venezuela, a Venezuelan national was crowned Miss Trinidad. They feel slighted because it's about the identity that you're holding on to. And you check every major decision, every major thing that has happened in the Caribbean region over the years. Guyana has been at the forefront, not behind, not to the side, at the forefront of all of those decisions. And so for someone with a large following, Majah Hype might just be a comedian to some of us, but Majah Hype has a large following of 1 million plus people on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So for him to put it out there that, these people are not from the Caribbean, we had to accept them. This is a man who was born in Frank Sinatra's New York. Start spreading the news, I'm leaving today. So Majah Hype cannot say to any country in the Caribbean, you are not Caribbean enough or you are not this enough. And I think when we do not stand together as a Caribbean and defend each other, we allow people to break apart our identity. I don't really understand what's happening with the Caribbean identity. And, I watched something recently, Junior, when we hosted the big Caribbean Music Awards. The first ever, the glitz, the glamour. And where did all those artists have to fly to receive their award?
Yeah.
To New York City. Mm-hmm. A Caribbean Music Award is being held in New York City. And all the big artists in the Caribbean, from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from wherever, Grenada, they had to go to New York to receive a Caribbean award. I don't care about how large the Caribbean population is in New York. Jamaica can host that show. Trinidad can host that show. Grenada can host that show. St. Kitts can host that show because these are Caribbean territories, Caribbean nations that have proven over the years of what they can do on the international stage. And that too is taking apart bits and pieces of our identity. We have International Cricket World Cup coming up, being hosted by the Caribbean, and I think 3 states in the US. There are no major team that's play cricket in the US, but the Caribbean now has to share Cricket World Cup with the US, like next year. And again, that too is taking pieces and bits of our identity. And that's why I made the point to Major Hype this morning. You might want to dismiss Guyana and dismiss Guyanese as not being part or enough of the Caribbean. But like I mentioned to him, you go across the Trinidad and Tobago, and the national anthem that they sing was written by Guyanese. You crisscross the Barbados, and when you go, you see their 50th independence anniversary monument. It was built by Guyanese. You go across the Belize, the Chief Justice is Guyanese. You go to Grenada, your home country, and they will talk about the role Guyana played after they had that major hurricane that devastated the island years ago. The role the Guyana Defense Force played. So Guyana has always played a consistent role in the Caribbean. We talk about CariFesta, the Caribbean Festival of Arts. That was founded in Guyana. We talk about CARICOM. One of our former presidents, late President Forbes Burnham, was one of the 4 founding fathers of CARICOM. We talk of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Guyana was one of the first countries that signed on to the Caribbean Court of Justice. There are other Caribbean countries that still go into the, well, now the King's Land and the Privy Council in the UK to have their cases heard. And so Guyana has always played a key role, and Guyana has always been welcoming to the Caribbean. And I think that is why a lot of people were slighted, that here it is, you have someone who's profiting from the Caribbean identity, from the Guyanese identity, from the Jamaican identity, from the St. Lucian identity. He is profiting from it. That's how he became a star, mimicking these different countries and what they might say, their slangs, their whatever. That's how he became a star. And so for someone to now come back after mimicking and using your culture, for them to come and tell you, oh, you're not part of this, when check Major Hype skits, 70% of Major Hype skits got something to do with Guyana. You understand? Which means he understands the culture. But he might want to pass it off as a joke now. But as I said, what he needs is a good public relations team to issue a formal apology. You know, I understand I said this wrong and it offended lots of people in this country, and then you move on. But I don't think we ought to take for granted that when these things pop up, they may be Guyana today. Tomorrow it might be someplace else. It is the tearing away of that Caribbean identity, what our forefathers have fought for over the years in making this one Caribbean dream realized. When you pick up your Guyana passport or your Trinidadian passport, there's that little CARICOM sign on it.
Yeah, true.
And I think we've got to pay attention to those things. We can't talk CARICOM and talk regional integration and regional unity only when it benefits us. We have come a long way in the Caribbean, and what we've got to do is keep progressing. So yes, when people make these statements, we ought to stand together as a Caribbean against them. Call a spade, you're wrong, and fix it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm proud that I'm happy that you called Gordon, because you really put this whole thing into perspective here even furthermore. And I appreciate that. And what a lot of people don't know, Gordon is a very dear friend of mine years ago. I don't know if you remember Gordon.
Years ago.
That's a lot of years though. Gordon gotta be very old.
20 years ago in New York.
Yes, in New York. And all of a sudden, Gordon is the biggest thing in Guyana. I said, I know this guy. Big up yourself, Gordon Mosley. Did you set up the interview with him, or did he engage you to do the interview?
his people contacted the radio station where we have the morning show. They
Okay.
contacted them, and then they said, if we're going to put you on a program, we're going to put you on the program Gordon is on because he's a trained journalist.
Right, right.
And so he would be able to ask the questions and so.
Right. Well, you did a great job, my friend. You did a great job. I'm proud of you, my friend.
Let's over magnificent.
Yeah, proud of the work
Odessa,
you do. We watch it. No,
Odessa,
don't think
that's
we're watching
my
again,
other
we tune in.
that's my other Guyanese friend. That's my other Guyanese friend.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm telling
Look
you.
at that.
God, we gonna link up, all right? Thanks again, my brother.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
All
Have a
right,
good night.
cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Gordon.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to what Gordon said? I mean, he made some very valid points.
He did, and indeed put a lot of things into perspective, on a Caribbean scale. But is this is like what do you want me? The program you're continuing, or this is my
Yeah,
closing remarks? I just want to know how much of
we
I want to know how much of what I could say, because when you ask me to respond to things, you got to ask me with a limit. Say, okay, so you got 2 minutes to say. You understand me? Because I talk a lot. You may not
No,
have
no,
picked
it's
that up.
fine, it's fine. Hold on. Before you respond, let me take this call. Caller, you live, where you calling us from?
Florida.
Hey, Florida, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just felt like Major was a little bit too condescending for me. His tone, because I watched that podcast, and I'm like, what he mean by we accept them? Accept who? The last time I checked, I have never waited for any other Caribbean islander to look at me and say, well, I accept you as a Guyanese. Because anywhere I step, heads turn. I ain't never had to have any Jamaican, Trini, Bajan, none. Because I don't play with them. You understand? One thing you're not going to do is disrespect me as a Guyanese. You're going to know your place at all times. And I feel like if a lot of Guyanese had that mentality and that stance, we would be better off. People wouldn't be taking their ice and pass we in my Guyanese voice. Period.
All right, Guyanese. Yeah. Thank you so much, Guyana. Appreciate you.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right, Odessa. Go ahead. You got the floor, my friend.
I got the floor.
You got the
That's
floor.
what's up. I just believe that, especially since now we're more in a social media era, where things get out there sometimes even when we don't want certain things to get out there. That especially as Garden would have mentioned that Major Hype has a big social media platform, and I'm sure that it would have taken a lot of work to get from where he was to where he is today. And you have to be conscious in what you say, in what you do, in your associations, and everything, when you would have aspired to that level as a result of hard work. Because it takes you years to build your platform, and you can lose all of it overnight, by just one simple statement, or a statement that in your head is simple, but holds a great deal of hurt, or to somebody, when said to somebody, or about somebody. And so I just feel like, again, as would have been mentioned earlier, that this is a teachable moment, and this is an opportunity for all of us, be it a large social media platform and not so large social media platform, for us to make very conscious efforts, in terms of what we say, in terms of how it may affect other people. We have to be very cognizant of how our words and our actions affect other people, because at the end of the day, I can tell you how your actions affect me, but at the end of the day, you don't get the right to tell me how I should in turn deal with my hurt, or deal with my anger, or deal with the shame, or whatever it is that your words cause to me. And we have to be cognizant of that too. Sometimes you say, you know what, you're acting very immature as it relates to this particular matter, but my level of maturity and your level of maturity is not the same. My level of education is not the same as yours, nor is socialization. And so at the end of the day, you do not and cannot determine how people react to what you say or do. So you should make more conscious efforts to ensure that you choose your words correctly. That even if, because we're all human, and that is the point at which I was able to reach Major Hype at, but he can't get there. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all say things that sometimes you would like to pull back, but it's a little too late. It's already out there. You can't change it. But at the end of the day, we should be humble enough to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And I think therein lies the problem with Major, that he has a problem saying he's sorry. He thinks that he's too great to come down from this pedestal that he has put himself on, to come down and say, you know what, these people are affected by what I said, and I am sorry. At the end of the day, they say pride cometh before a fall, and at the end of the day, you cannot be that prideful. You cannot be that self-righteous that you're unable to step down and say, you know what, I make a mistake, brother. I was wrong. It come off wrong. I'm sorry. Sometimes what you said was not even meant. What you said, you did not even mean it in the context that the person understood it in. But is it gonna take life out of you to say, you know what, I didn't mean it like that, but I understand what you're saying, and I'm sorry.
Right.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Let people know that you're sorry and keep going. You cannot come out here and tell people sorry and then continue to poke and poke and poke and poke at the people, because he is the person who is causing the additional reactions every time with these foolishness about regurgitating what you hear from other people. What are you saying? You look at the CXC results, you look at the CAPE results. Clearly, it's not done living in this place. We have been excelling for years in it as it relates to academics. And so for you to now come out here, that kind of, I don't want to get personal, but for you to come out here and to say something like that, and for people not to take umbrage to your words, for people not to express themselves however they choose to express themselves, man, Major, listen, stop. I just hope that somebody from his team is able to see all that is happening and is able to help this man to come to some humble place and accept that this is what it is and this is what is needed to move forward. Because whether or not Chinese people accept Major Hype's apology, if he comes out with a genuine apology, at the end of the day, most people will just move on and leave it. But this level of cockiness and all this undertone and fancy big boy behavior, ain't nobody about it. We're not going to accept it. And people are not going to be inclined to say, all right, let me move on. They're going to torment Major Hype all the time. I'm a Guyanese, I could tell you, while I might not do it, if Major Hype get up and say, good morning, Guyanese throw a whole bucket of water on the morning, you hear? The morning going to be messy. Things are not going to go well. So, and I think that this, of course, is a lesson also to other people looking on, that, you have to be careful with what you say, because it might not be Guyana, like Gordon say. It may be somewhere else, I think had this been Jamaica or some other country, they were not going to accept Major Hype for this nonsense. They were not going to do it.
True. We got another call. That's the penultimate call. Caller, your live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, good night. I'm calling from Barbados. I'm from Barbados, Guyana.
Hey.
First of all,
are you in Barbados now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, what is Major Hype? Is he an animal, alien, a place, or a thing? No. I don't care if he come with an apology afterward. I don't care how he tried to nice it up. We take it how we take it. He was disrespectful, and instead of you to come and say, man, I'm sorry. No, you want to come with the fancy word, and then upon top you claim that you apologize, and then you holler, oh, we are bottom feeders. Come on. How can that be an apology? And you had multiple opportunities to come and tell us, I am sorry. But yet you refuse to say so and continue trying to defend what you're saying instead of apologizing. You can't be doing that. You understand? You are not Caribbean. So how come you accepted us? You're not Caribbean. How come you accepted us? I don't get that. So right now, what Majah Hype to do is come out and actually give us an apology. And even after the apology, or then to say, if you say good morning, we can dash a bucket of water. No, I can dash a bucket of piss. Good night.
All right, good night. Thank you. You know, I like how the Bajan mixed with the Guyanese way. That accent just, it's a special thing. It's a special thing. While we are guys on wait for the next call, I got to tell you about this really quickly. And possibly, I know we have a lot of Guyanese watching. I just want to tell you guys about this new initiative that we're doing about Ride Along Live. It's called Ride Along Speak. This is an inter-secondary school debate challenge. Inter-secondary school debate challenge open to every single school in CARICOM. All right. So this is open again to every school in CARICOM, and we want you guys to enter. Right. The links and information will be posted on Ride Along Live and give everybody an opportunity to enter. The challenge trophy plus $5,000 is up for grabs. Again, this is an inter-secondary school debate challenge open to every school in CARICOM, right? So folks in Guyana, get yourself together. Folks in Grenada, get yourself together. Folks in St. Lucia, Dominica, all through the Caribbean, this is for you. And this is, again, secondary school debate challenge. All right, so Odessa, I want to get all your Guyanese friends, all your Guyanese schools involved in this great initiative. It's the Riders Speak Debate Challenge. Yeah, last call, final call, Odessa, and we shall be released. Caller, you live?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, caller. Where are you calling us from?
Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Florida. Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm a born Guyanese, live in the United States in New York for 30 years and now reside in Florida. I'm a proud Guyanese. But I think a lot of us need some history lesson because I was educated in Guyana and also educated here. What people fail to realize is that the word Carib came from the Carib Indians that were living in that part of the world. That's where the word Caribbean comes from. A lot of the countries in Central America and South America don't consider themselves to be Caribbean because they were ruled by the Spanish, and they consider themselves to be part of Latin America, except for Belize. And that's where Guyana comes in because Belize and Guyana was ruled by the British, hence the Caribbean. And part of the landmass is considered the Caribbean. That's point number one. Point number two, we don't mind him making jokes. I'm one of his biggest fans. I've seen him live 3 times. I follow him. But the thing about it is that when you make a joke, and if people don't accept your joke, you have the right to apologize. I don't know which school he went to and how he's apologizing. That is totally unacceptable. Number 3, because of his platform and his magnitude of his platform, now others are feeling that they can now disrespect us. Because I see the other day somebody post about our music industry. So here it is now because of him and his ignorance and lack of, somebody else is now piggybacking off of that to now insult us and disrespect us about our music and lack thereof. But I also said, okay, Guyanese need to take responsibility for that because they don't push our artists and other sports the way that other countries does. So that is something we need to take responsibility for. So maybe this coming up and him spewing some of this venom would make us look at ourselves. The other final point is the reason why we're so upset, at least me, okay, is because I travel a lot. And when I go to other countries, I hate how I'm treated because I'm Guyanese. If I use my Guyanese passport, it's a different treatment than when I use my U.S. passport. And Odessa, I love you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
caller.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sorry about that.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, Odessa. Listen, I got to thank you. I got to thank you for joining us and helping us understand what's happening. I saw our good friend Mel. Her reception dropped off early, but I'm going to have Mel back on the program. I love your perspective. I love the fact that we could, especially here on Ride Along, we are really encapsulating the Caribbean region. Everything that's happening in Caribbean, you'll find it right here. A large contingent of Guyanese, a large contingent of Jamaicans, Grenadians. And this is what I'm happy of. And I never want to separate us. I never want to separate what we have, that uniqueness that we have. We are stronger together. And I thank you for being that voice as well, that helping, that glue, helping us stick together. And none of us should.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, man. None of us
Thank you.
should think about separating us. Any last words you want to say before we wrap up, Odessa?
Well, I would just like to wish everybody all the best. I'm happy that people were able to respectfully share their opinions for the most part. And this is nice, you know, when you have forums where people can jump in and say how they feel and the way that they feel it and so on. So I applaud you for having such a forum that affords me the opportunity, even from another country, to come on and have a discussion about things that are affecting us here as it relates to the whole Majah Hype saga. Hopefully, there are other opportunities for us to talk about other issues as time progresses. But definitely, I want to say thank you. You know, I have to think very long and hard during this program so that I don't say, you know, things the wrong way. But, you know, I tried my best. I had to try to hold my tongue sometimes. But but it was really nice being here.
You did well. You did
I
well,
would
Odessa.
definitely. Pardon?
You did well. You held your tongue.
Oh, really? I was being scored. You were mocking me.
No, I'm saying you did well. You held your tongue when you had to hold your tongue. Thank you so much, Odessa. Thank you so much to Melly Mel for joining us earlier. Let's take a quick commercial break. And I know you guys asking me what's my take on it. Yeah, I got my take on it. We'll be right back. Don't move. Advertise with us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more. All Pro Health Staffing announced its immediate healthcare opening in Queens, New York and Nassau County.
Why choose All Pro? Because we're simply the best. We're a company for nurses, by nurses.
Join All Pro Health Staffing as an RN manager, RN supervisor, CNA, or LPN.
We want what you want, and that is great pay and respect.
With full-time position with flexible shift and great pay. Make a meaningful difference in healthcare. Apply today at services@allprony.com. Call 516-387-4246. That's 516-387-4246. Your healthcare career starts here with All Pro Health Staffing.
Choose All Pro. Call now.
Now, get ready to conquer the road with Zion Driving Instructors, conveniently located at 1782 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We are your ticket to driving success. We are known for and specialize in the best rates for driving classes, ensuring you reach your driving goals affordably and efficiently. Our expert instructors offer personalized one-on-one training, making you a confident and skilled driver. Plus, we offer convenient 5-hour classes and various packages deal to give you even more value. Ready to take the wheel? Call us today at 718-374-5678. That's 718-374-5678. Or visit ZionDrivingInstructors.com. That's ZionDrivingInstructors.com. Zion Driving Instructors, your journey to the open road starts here. Contact us and make your driving dreams a reality. Mention this ad and get a 5% off selected package.
Miami Carnival Friday, Jab Touchdown. Molim. An electrifying night of pure Grenadian vibes. Friday, October 6th at 24 Carat Studios, 6741 Sunrise Boulevard, Bay 29, Plantation, Florida. Straight out of Grenada, the Jab Boss himself, Talbury.
I am the Jab Boss. Oh, you mean?
The sensational Skinny Banton.
What I do wrong again, lad?
And the Groove Master, Randy Isaac. Plus, more artists to be added. Grab your early bird tickets for just $50 online at jabtouchdownmiami.eventbrite.com or call 754-214-1272, 954-471-2484 or 718-666-1110. Showtime midnight. Your DJs coming to shell it, and straight out the greens. Jabba, the maddest. Jab Touchdown, the ultimate Grenada Jab experience. Miami Carnival Friday, brought to you by the Grenada Cultural Festival Group.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program as always. Thanks to our producers, everyone in the background to ensure that there is consistency in our programming. Guys, this is Right Along Live, and we know that's where everyone have a story to tell. And if you have a story to tell, we want to hear it. Inbox us. Let's hear your story. It might motivate someone out there. It might help someone, right? Give us a call. We'd love to hear your story. Also, guys, I spoke earlier about the Riders Speak. And this is a very, very important, very dear to my heart project that we got involved in, right? I want to see people debate on topics. On most occasions, especially in the Caribbean, we could solve so much problems, I believe, if we speak, if we stand our ground, if we give our perspective on things. And that's why we're doing this from a secondary school level. We want the kids to debate. We have various topics that they're going to be debating. Ultimately, we'll crown the Caribbean speaker or the Caribbean debate school champion, right? Now, if you reside in any secondary school in the CARICOM, you could enter. Now, if you want to get more information as of today, I want you guys to click on that link that we just pinned at the bottom there. It's our link to add us to our WhatsApp channel, right? So follow us on WhatsApp, and you're going to get immediate information how you could register for the Riders Speak Regional Inter-Secondary School Debate, right? So follow us on WhatsApp tonight. You're going to get an opportunity to register first for the members that sign on to our WhatsApp group. The link is pasted right at the bottom there. It's a very good endeavor because I think that when we debate, when we talk, when we conversate, man, wars would be averted if we speak more, if we debate more and respect others' opinion. All right? Now, someone was asking me, what is the host take on this whole situation here with Majah Hype? Now, I said it in a vlog that I did. I travel a lot. I travel a whole lot. I've been to Guyana umpteen times. I've been to Aruba. I've been to every Caribbean country. And one of the things that I feel when I go to, whether it's Guyana or Grenada or Jamaica or even in Ghana, that warmness of the people, right? That warmness of the people. We share that common culture. We share that common history. And I believe, guys, Guyana, when I'm in Guyana, I feel like I am home. Guyana is home to me, right? Guyanese, thank you for welcoming and being the breadbasket and assisting. Even Grenada, during the time of need, and other Caribbean islands as well. So I appreciate my Guyanese friends. Going through high school, I had very close friends who was Guyanese, and the assistance that they gave me, I can never forget. So I respect that brotherhood, that sisterhood that I share with my Caribbean neighbors and friends. And I'll do nothing, guys, nothing, never, to separate that. I love the Caribbean, I love the region, I love the people. Let's stay together, all right? Let's stay together. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program, guys. We really appreciate you here on Ride Along Live. This is your platform. This is your platform. Before you leave, after you follow us on WhatsApp, and if you're not following us on Facebook, we want you to follow us on Facebook. Check us on Instagram. We have so many content, so many different content out there that I think you'll find very interesting on a daily basis. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow and every day, we're live from 6 p.m. right here on Ride Along Live. Let's bring our love, our culture, our friendship closer together, all right? And I don't mind being that glue that connects the whole Caribbean region. We love you, Caribbean. Stronger together. Peace out and good night. On behalf of all of our production team again, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, Boss lady, happy belated birthday. Everyone celebrating their birthday as well. Kibbs, how you doing? Big up yourself. And all our moderators, Gail and everyone there in the chat, making sure that we are here and doing what we have to do on a daily basis. Good night. Advertise with us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more.